The Chimney Sweeper, William Blake. Poet's biography. William Blake 1757–1827. Legendary English poet and painter, he is known for his poetry, but he is also a master artist. Although he was not very famous during his lifetime, Blake is considered one of the first important figures in the history of poetry and the VI.
General meaning and themes reflecting the social problems of abandoned child labels and religious beliefs.
When my mother died, I was very young, and my father sold me while yet my tongue could scarcely cry. Weep, 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 weep. So your chimneys I sweep, and in soot I sleep.
When I was very young, my mother died, and my father sold me while I was crying. That's why I swept your chimney and slept with the shirt.
There's little Tom Dacre, who cried when his head, that curled like a lamb's back, was shaved. So I said, Hush, Tom, never mind it. For when your head's bare, you know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair.
A young child with a head like a lamb named Tom Dacre cried when his head was to be shaved. Tom reassured him by saying, If we don't have hair, or that fire shirt couldn't stick to my white hair.
And so he was quiet, and that very night, as Tom was asleeping, he had such a sight, that thousands of sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack, were all of them locked up in coffins of black.
So Tom was silent, and that night, as he slept, he saw images of several sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack, locked in a black coffins.
And by came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins and set them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing they run, and wash in a river and shine in the sun.
When the angel arrived, the angel used the key to open the black coffin and set them free. Then they ran around in the green fields, laughing and playing in the sunshine.
Then naked and white, all their bags left behind, they rise upon clouds and sport in the wind. And the angel told Tom, if he be a good boy, he'd have God for his father and never want Joe.
Then the body was naked, and their white bags were left behind. They floated up into the cloud and float along with the wind. The angel told Tom, He is a good boy. He will have God as his father and will never want happiness again.
And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark and got with our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need not fear harm.
Finally, Tom woke up and got up in the dark, along with picking up a bag and a brush to go to work. Even though the weather was cold this morning, Tom was happy and warm. Therefore, if everyone works according to their own duties, there is no need to fear any dangers. Poet's intention to criticize the view of the church that through work and hardship there will be reward in the next life. This results in the adoption of observed exploitation in the close lines. If everyone does their duty, there is no need to fear harm. Blake used this poem to highlight the danger of a naive, innocent view, showing how this leads society to abuse child labor. Group reflection from reading this poem. In our opinion, we think it a poem that reflects society well. A young boy named Tom struggled to survive because his father abandoned him or sold to make money, but the little child must try to live on, and he thought of the only place he could rest his heart and be at ease, God and the angels. Exercise. This poem describes the situation living condition of children who work hard as chimney sweeper. The narrator begins his poem by saying that he was sold to work as a chimney sweeper.
when he was still very young. In the second stanza, he talks about another boy who is in the same condition as the narrator himself. The boy is called Tom, and he cries because of the hardship. The narrator tries to comfort Tom until he falls asleep. Tom dreams that he met many other boys who are locked up in coffins or back before they are set free by an angel, who tells them that if they behave themselves, they will have freedom as their father. Then Tom awakes happily and works hard and never cries again. Blake, in this poem, wants to reveal the evil God that threatens faith as they are forced to work. In other words, this poem presents the problem of child labor. Blake seems to tell us that in the industrial world, children are cruelly exploited. Many parents are poor, so they have to sell their children to work. Tom, in this poem, represents all children who are affected by the industrial revolution. The coffins of black is a symbol of the lack of freedom. Notice that Blake sarcastic when he say, if Tom perform his duty, he will have God as his father. What Blake really means is that no matter how hard the children work, they will be cruelly treated as before because, in Blake's opinion, God and angels, who represent an organized religious institution, are nothing but a dream. Therefore, they cannot help anybody. At this point, it seems that Blake wants to attack Rachel, the hypocrisy of religions.
A Red, Red Rose. Robert Burns. Poet's biography. Robert Burns is considered the national poet of Scotland. Born in 1759 in Alloway, he wrote lyrics and songs in Scots and in English. He was also famous for his amours and his rebellion against orthodox religion and morality.
General meaning and theme. In this poem, Burns expresses his sentiments about a variety of situations and compares a lover to a red rose. Detailed meaning. First stanza. Oh, my love is like a red rose that newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that sweetly plays in tune. In the first stanza, the poet starts beginning by describing of a beloved who resembles a red rose. June sees the appearance of red roses, which are exquisite throughout the summer. Roses bloom organically from the beginning of summer to its finish. In this instance, the poet's lover beauty is compared to a red rose, which is a youthfully attractive woman. A song's melody can also be associated with women who are lively and young. The general impression of this stanza may suggest that the poet and his partner have an enjoyable romance. The relationships between the young people are wonderful. Second stanza. So far art thou, my Manilas, so deep in love am I. And I will love thee still, my dear, till the seas can dry. The poet is deeply in love with a young woman, and that love is the most profound kind. Up to the poet's assurance that he would continue to love just his partner. The poet expresses the depth of his love by drawing a comparison to the sea. If the sea dries up, he will cease loving his sweetheart. There's no way that the deep sea will dry up. As a result, he will always and forever love his partner. Third stanza. Till the sea can dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun.
I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. Furthermore, he will continue to love a woman till the sun melt the logs. He affirmed his vow to stay in love with the girl forever. Life rushes continually forward like an hourglass. How long it takes, the poet will always be in love with woman. She is not the same as the railroad that recently boomed, despite her advanced age. Fourth stanza. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well awhile. And I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 miles. The poet believed that the love expressed in the previous stanza was firm and just. He never lets go of his sweetheart. The poet will always adore his beloved, no matter what happens in the future. The poet will still feel loved by his beloved, even though he has said goodbye. Poet intentions. The poet intends to express his intense, abiding, and priceless love for his beloved. Regardless of how old that young woman grows, the poet's love for her will never waver. The young woman's beauty cannot be stopped by natural occurrences like rocks melting and seawater drying up. Therefore, the poet has the intention of being in love with his lover forever. Techniques in a poem. Simile, such as, "Oh, my love is like a red rose," and "Oh, my love is like the melody." Metaphor, such as, "That's newly sprung in June," "That's sweetie pain in tune." Hyperbole, such as, "Till other seas can dry, and the rocks melt with the sun." Personification, such as, "Why the sands of life shall run." Symbolism, such as, "Red rose," "love and youthful." Group reflection. A said,
If thou to me like a role to take care of your loved one forever. However, it's possible that few people actually think like Ray.
B said,
It is a misleading statement in my opinion. Although this might be true in the beginning of a man-woman relationship, it only temporarily boosts romance self-esteem.
C said,
In this poetry, the poet expresses an unending love. The poet adores the red rose 24/7, even if it blooms in the summer.
Exercise.
1. What type of poem is this? The poem was written ballad and consists of 4 stanzas landscape in ABCB. 2. Who is this poem addressed to? The poet addressed to his beloved. 3. The poet's purpose is using Herbury in the rhyme was inspiring. Until the sea died, daring, and the sun melted in the sunlight. This is expressing the depth and endurance of this love and injustice that his love will forever. 4. What is the poet trying to do in this poem? Write a line from the poem supports your answer. The poet trying in the writing a poem is expressing his feeling love. He compares his love to a rose and insists that his love will remain forever. 5. In stanza 1, the poet used 2 similes, one for each. Tell me how are they compared, and do they have the same characteristics? This poem used 2 similes. The comparison term lies. Oh, my love is like a restless rose. The first simile, he compared the woman's beauty to a rose. Oh, my love is like the melody. The second simile, he likens her to a lovely tune in this sentence because a melody makes people joyful, like whenever she is beside him. 6. What technique is used in Why the Sand of Life Shall Run? He used imagery to depict the end of time, convey that everything has an edge like hourglass. The sand of life running evoked the imagery of an hourglass with sand running down to indicate time running out.
My heart leaps up when I behold. Poet biography. William Wordsworth is one of the most renowned and influential Romantic poets. He was England's poet laureate from 1843 until his death in 1850. Detailed meaning. Poem. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. Meaning. My heart skips a beat whenever I see a rainbow in the sky. Poem. So was it when my life began. So it is now. I am a man. Meaning. This has happened to me for as long as I can remember. It happened when I was a child, and it still happens to me now as an adult. Poem. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. Meaning, if I no longer feel the same joy upon seeing a rainbow when I am an old man, I'd rather not live anymore. Poem. The child is father of the man. Meaning, childhood teaches people the simple lessons they should carry with them for the rest of their lives. Poem. And I could wish my days to be brought each to each by natural pity. Meaning, I want to feel a childlike sense of wonder upon seeing the natural world every day of my life. Alliteration. Consonants. Assonance. Assonance using rhyming vowel sounds within the lines to create claim in the ear. For example, we get the long ill sounds in sky, die, shy, and pretty, and the long o sound, which we find in rainbow and in the word so, which is repeated 3 times. Sense imagery. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began. So it is now. I am a man. Symbolic. The rainbow is a symbol of nature. It is depicted as a bridge that connects Wordsworth's spiritual self to the divine.
Time to do exercise. 1. How does the poet feel when he sees a rainbow in the sky? The poet feels joyous and filled with childish enthusiasm. 2. What does the rainbow symbolize? The rainbow is a symbol of nature. It is depicted as a bridge that connects Wordsworth's spiritual self to the divine. 3. What does the poet learn from the rainbow? The poet claims that it is through the experience of childhood that he learned to feel the joy he does at the natural world, turning the idea of parenting on its head. The poet suggests that childhood teaches people how to appreciate the simple wonders of the natural world. 4. To what extent is this poem a romantic poem? The poem My Heart Leaps Up When I Behold by William Wordsworth portrays romanticism through its celebration of the beauty and wonder of nature. The poet expresses his deep emotional connection to nature and his belief in this ability to inspire and uplift the human spirit. 5. What is the figurative language? In line 7. Child and man. 6. What is the message that the poet want to convey to the reader? We should be like children in this way, and that we should hold on to our childhood sense of the world.
She Dwelt Among the Untreaded Ways by William Wordsworth. Poet's Biography. William Wordsworth, the 7th April 1770 to 23rd April 1850. He was a British Romantic poet. He is a natural poet and a founder of Romanticism in English literature.
Loyalty and gratitude. An unidentified speaker laments Lucy, a stunning woman who passed away young and unloved in the English countryside, and she dwelt among the untrodden ways. Though, as the speaker puts it, she lived unknown. Lucy's beauty was seen by her as part of her total virtue, a quiet, enigmatic characteristic. The speaker maintains that Lucy matters in life and continues to matter in death, despite the fact that most people couldn't have cared less about her. Hence, the poem implies that admiring virtue such as Lucy is valuable, since it can have a long-lasting emotional impact even on a tiny audience. Mysteries and love. The poem makes it apparent that its subject, a stunning woman named Lucy who passed quite young in the English countryside, lived alone despite giving little specifics about her living circumstances. She was therefore very little known and much fewer loved, being among the select few who succeeded. The speaker considers their love for Lucy and dwells on her enigmatic and distant attributes. To them, Lucy's beauty stems from this mystery. The poem implies that love benefits from this kind of imperfect awareness of its subject.
She dwelt among the untrodden ways, beside the spring of Dove, a maid whom there were none to praise, and very few to love. A violet by a mossy stone, half hidden from the eye, fair as a star, when only one is shining in the skies. She lived unknown, and few could know when Lucy ceased to be. But she is in her grave, and oh, the difference to me. She Dwelt Among the Untrodden Ways was written in 1798
and published in 1800 in the editions of Lyrical Ballads. 12 lines divided in 3 quadrants. A stanza of 4 lines. The rhyme used in this poem is A-B, A-B. The tone is mourning and melancholy. The poem speaks about the speaker's deceased lover. It illustrates how her demise inflicts a never-ending pain upon him. This short poem explains the tragedy of death and its impact on human life. The speaker opens by telling us that someone as yet unnamed dwells or lives among untreated ways, places, or areas that people don't pass through or visit very often. This place is beside the river Dove. Sadly, there was no one to praise her magnificence, beauty, and love her. He compares her with beautiful natural objects like violet by a mossy stone and a fair, bright star, which indicate that the lady is an epitome of beauty. Despite her magnificent appearance, she could not accept. Leaving the speaker in despair, the beautiful lady died, and her death brought a great sense of loss for him. The poem centers on the idea that death is unavoidable. Every living creature has to taste it.
Poet's intention.
William Wordsworth wrote the 12-line song. She dwelt among the androgen ways. In 1798, the poem's unnamed speaker laments the passing of Lucy as a young woman whose morality and beauty were disregarded during her life and who passed away in the English countryside at an early age. The poem is one of 5 that critics have dubbed the Lucy poems, or except one of which mention Lucy directly. Wordsworth, however, never recognized their relationship and remained noticeably silent about the identity of the possible subject of Lucy's references.
Group reflection.
The views of our group: this girl is a woman who knows her own worth, despite the fact that she is single, unloved, and unadmired. Nobody should be able to rely on me, regardless of the perspective. She is aware of his own nature, and her passing has demonstrated that in the end, regardless of one's circumstances, rich or poor, married or single, one must die by themselves. In human life, this characterizes human existence.
Time to do exercise.
What do you learn about Lucy? The answer is the permanence of life, death, and loss. Despite her magnificent appearance, she could not accept death. What is Lucy compared to? The answer is Lucy has been compared to violet flowers that bloom in unseen places, and Venus that shone more brightly than other stars in the sky. What does it mean when the poets say, fair as a star, when only one is shining in the sky? The answer is, a single star is almost impossible to discern and appreciate when hidden amongst all the other twinkling stars. But if it was the only one in the sky, suddenly its special properties would be clear and easy to see. As well, the simile emphasizes her remoteness. She one of those folk who stay in close communion with nature, living among the untreaded ways like a star. What is the figurative used in number 2? The answer is The metaphor is that ultraviolet biomosis stone suggests her beauty was unappreciated because it accorded so closely with that of nature. For example, think about surveying a woodland scene and how hard it might be to discern a single flower against so much greenery. How does the poet feel towards Lucy? The speaker is heartbroken due to her death. It has made a difference in his life. He is in pain due to her demise. Her death has created a vacuum in his life. The last one. The answer is the speaker used simile and exclamations. Lucy's death is expressed with great sadness, but she is in her grave, and oh, love is asserted by the lyrical voice, exclamations of difference. The lyrical voice difference from others feels that he is unlike he was before because he could love her personally, and that changed him. This difference functions powerfully through understatement and establishes a dramatic ending for the poem.
Floptropia, God thank you. Floptropia, God thank you. Floptropia.